Hey everyone, welcome back. We gave Mike the night off after the epic stream yesterday. That will be in the card community annals for ages. The fundraiser for Joe Mansman. And again, big shout out to Mike Rippin for Rookies for hosting that and getting the community involved, helping Joe during a really difficult time in his life. So shout out to Mike. We're giving him the night off, and Zach's coming in to help me out.
I'm back again, baby.
Woo!
Sorry. Condolences to everybody watching.
Sorry for your luck there, Bobby. So I appreciate you being here, my man. I really do.
Always a pleasure to be back.
All right. I want to go quickly run through the chat, say hi to all of our friends, our supporters, and members of the channel. We have My Life Sunny Side Up, Cindy Cat, wonderful lady, huge supporter of the channel. If you don't know who she is at this point and you're around my channel, you probably live under a rock, but at least go and watch a couple of her videos, leave a comment, let her know that you care, give her some watch time with some advertisements. And we have National Parks Princess. She's at her son's show. Her son does a lot of cool stuff, very artistic, all kinds of cool shit. So I appreciate you, NPP. I really do. Hopefully it's going well. And then we have Glenn. Thanks, Glenn. I appreciate you being here, pal. And he's a good guy. We met him over there in Sydney Cat's chat. Always over there supporting her, both of her channels as well. So go check out Glenn, everybody, if you can. And we have Jim Maynard in the card kitchen. Always cooking up trouble. And he says, one of my all-time favorites tonight. Me too, buddy.
Aw, thank you. That means a lot. Oh, you meant the album.
Oh. He says, I wore out a couple of LPs at 15. I've worn out two of them. I have one of the replacements here. Actually, I have two replacements. So I can empathize with you there. My life says pizza's on the way. Oh. And sounds like she's got her pizza. So that it's super awesome. And thank you for the super sticker, Sydney Cat. My Life Sunny Side Up. Let's go ahead and we'll pin her as well. If I can get one of these things over here going.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's pin that. And if you can, go give her a sub and give her some support. She's awesome. Huge supporter of the channel. And awesome Landy. Awesome friend. And then we have Mike's here in the audience. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate you being here, pal.
Let's go,
and
Mike.
Danielle Davis is here. Thank you, Danielle. That was one of the reasons why we did it an hour earlier, so Danielle can come and participate. She always used to have to watch the rerun of the old Sunday show, so appreciate you being here, Danielle. And Resident Rev, the Grilla Cake, the RV Restorer, the man, the myth. And we have Matthew Paisley. Matt, thanks for being here, Matthew Pitsley. We got Sean, the Jedi Master.
Let's go, Sean.
Thanks for being here, Jedi. Dig it. Thanks for being here, Dig it. He's at the Timmy's drive-thru. He's probably picking up some packs. That man's on a mission. He finished the master set last night, he said. So nice. That's a huge achievement. It's an expensive achievement as well. So congrats to Dig it and his wife for completing the set. It's been a long journey for him for sure. Dewey, thanks for being here, Dewey. I appreciate you. Appreciate you being here Thursday night too in the Metallica live stream, which got a lot of views on the replay here, 400 and some. I appreciate everyone's support. You guys are awesome. Goody G, thanks for being here, Goody. Great guy as well. Awesome TTMer. Awesome guy in the community. Great friend. And always supporting everybody's channels. Appreciate you being here. Great people for sure. All right, so we have 11 in the house to start off with. We'll give everybody time to trickle in like they do at Cheers. And if you don't mind, hit the like button first before we go any further. Just do that for me, please. I really appreciate it. Okay, so we'll gonna drop that edit here. Hey, Tom, thanks for being here. White Sox Tom is here.
Hey, Tom.
Awesome, thanks, Goody. Goodie's dropping the link for one of his shorts there for his TTM returns. I'll check that out after the live. Good
TTM report.
Yep, for sure. And I appreciate everybody giving Goody some support as well. Great guy. And he's been with me since the start. All right. So, Zach, I called you in here for this wonderful meeting to discuss the album Deep Purple Machine Head. and this one.
And I dare say that is the album of theirs I do know the best, just by happenstance.
That is awesome, my friend. It's one of my favorites as well. And here, I just kicked that with my foot. And Daniel Davis, thank you so much for your support on the channel. First member of the channel as well, early supporter. She's awesome, man. Thank you so much, Danielle. I really appreciate it. And we got lots to talk about with this album, including the cover art, the engineering, the production, the song list. And before we do that, though, see this, Shades of Purple. I did a short of the original printing of that record. And to be honest, if I could have done this again, I probably would have started with Shades of Purple as my first, intro to Deep Purple for the channel, for the people in the channel. That's such an epic album. And it's very, very progressive for its time. So I might have to lobby Mike to talk about that one of these days. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sure that'll be back at some point.
Absolutely. So we can get into that a little bit, Zach. I know we will in a second, but I want to do one thing first. Now, There's a new segment I was talking about, and I've talked to you about, and I've talked to Mike about, was This Day in Rock History.
And you know me, I love it anytime I can put a little This Day in History thing onto anything. Just makes life better.
It certainly does. It certainly does. Now, 1 second.
Yes. Peanut Gallery.
So my son's playing Fortnite and he's having a bit of a rage fit as usual. So here we are. Fortnite's great, eh?
Fortnite.
I wish the guy that invented Fortnite was anyway. Oh, let's not go there.
Comically oversized hammer.
Yeah, or a tomato.
Either or. 6 of one. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
But what happened this weekend was actually going to be rock history. Was when Kiss reunited for what they said would never happen, and of course it was the Kiss cruise Landlocked that happened in Vegas Friday night and Saturday night, and they reunited with Bruce Kulick. Yeah, who's been playing with Grand Funk Railroad and stuff, and that was pretty big. And so I posted the show from last night, the Electric Show, on my community page if anybody cares to watch it. But I think that's pretty cool. And Paul said that they were hoping maybe next year that actually put the cruise on again and actually go on the cruise. Yeah, I think they've done like 8 or 9 of them already. So this will be like, actually, no, this should be like 12 or 13. There's been a lot of them. So that'd be kind of fun, Yeah. It was cool to see Eric Singer play drums again. I like that guy, man. He's just the epitome of cool. Comes in, Cartier sunglasses on, long hair, bowler hat. Just the coolest guy in the room. Doesn't say much.
Does his thing.
Does his thing. Beats the hell out of the drums like they owe money, and then goes home. You know what I mean? Cool guy.
It's a good plan.
It is. I got to meet him. He's actually quite a really down-to-earth fellow. That's a story for another day, of course. But one of these days in rock history, I know you have a couple. You have one you want to talk about. There's one that I thought was really, really cool. Go ahead.
Well, I found the one because you were talking to me about it earlier, and I was like, okay, I can find that. So I was looking, and I'm scrolling down, and it's you get to the 2000s, and it's a lot of like legal issues, and like, let's try to keep it upbeat. So then I come across November 16th, 1974. And John Lennon hit #1 on the singles chart with Whatever Gets You Through the Night. And then I started reading. It's Elton John was on that session. And apparently there was the deal that if that song hit #1, then John Lennon has to perform with Elton John.
That is true.
My mom, huge Elton John fan. She loves Elton John, has seen him in concert several times. And I guess true to his word, I think I said they played three songs together. I saw her standing there, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, and naturally, Whatever Gets You Through the Night.
Yeah, and I think Lucy in the Sky was the one that Elton John wanted Lennon on. I think that was the one, the big one.
Yeah. And Because when I saw that, I was like, wow, that's like, touching on supergroup kind of thing. When you get two big names like that you wouldn't necessarily think would ever kind of mesh up, but yet it happened.
Right? Yeah, it's alchemy, man.
It is.
And you know what's interesting with John Lennon is when he had his Plastic Ono band, even though Yoko Ono was, famous for like yodeling and making weird, strange noises and acting really odd. He actually recruited Eric Clapton to play guitar with him.
See, that's another little tidbit. It's like, and you sometimes don't, especially like the people like me, not as deep into it as you and Mike are, you don't know these things. And you always, and in our minds, we always have the what ifs, but a lot of times the what ifs have happened and we just never knew.
It was interesting because he did the hair in one of the rooms in Montreal at the old Queen Elizabeth Hotel. And Eric Clapton was in there, and that's when John Lennon refused to leave his room and did the whole like protest and stuff in Montreal. It was interesting because I was watching. I was like, "Is that Eric Clapton?" And then I went and looked at my Plastic Ono record. I was like, "Oh, Eric Clapton plays on there."
And you're like, "Oh, well then, sense is made."
Yes, it makes complete sense. Absolutely. Yeah, and that's another one, Jim. Thank you. Maynard brings up Jimi Hendrix. Thank you, Jim. That was on my list, my man. It says Jimi Hendrix Experience went #1 in the U.S. chart for Electric Ladyland. Yep, that's another one in my list. I have 5, so look at that. Hey, Bravado Mike, thanks for being here, buddy. I got Zach with 1. We got Maynard coming in clutch with #2. Oh, my gosh. Okay, I know this is a prog and sort of rock and roll metal show, but you have to give credit where it's due. November 16th, 1960, Patsy Cline recorded her breakthrough hit, I Fall to Pieces, which ended up becoming a country music standard, as everybody knows. So that's a pretty significant piece of rock history.
And regardless of how anybody wants to, like, oh, this is, metal or prog, it's Patsy Cline. Like, that's all you need to say. Like, that is a musical treasure right there in Patsy Cline.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, Dewey. We're going to have some smoke on the water, buddy. I got some stories about that. You got some funny stories about that. All right. So there's something else that was interesting. November 16th, 1985. This goes out to Sydney Cat. Starship started a 2-week run at #1 on the U.S. singles chart with We Built This City. So
nice.
I know that's one of her favorite bands. So there you go. That's kind of cool and interesting. But the granddaddy of them all, Zach, and we talked about this backstage, but the granddaddy of them all, November 16th, 1968, Led Zeppelin made their debut. Live debut.
This is the big one.
With a gig at Manchester's UK College of Arts and Technology.
Let's go, man. Let's go, Man U.
Right? Let's go. So, college. 1968. Can you imagine you're sitting there around the table at Christmas and your grandmother's like, back when I was young, I went and saw Led Zeppelin. Can you imagine?
Yeah, and you're like, no, you didn't. Like, oh, yes, you did.
Hey, Rev, whatever gets you through the night, brother. Here's a question for the chat. What is everybody's favorite Deep Purple record? Put it in the chat. Hey, Sticks, thanks for coming, buddy. What is your favorite Deep Purple album? Let me know.
Honestly, I think my vote would be Machine Head, just because it's probably the one I've listened to the most.
I got a few. It depends on the day because I'm a huge Deep Purple guy, right?
Right.
I have like 100 different Deep Purple records, and a lot of them are like different versions of the same records, bootlegs, live shows. I'm a big fan of this band, so it depends on the day. But for me, my favorite Deep Purple record is In Rock.
Nice.
With Machine Head being #2, Shades of Purple #3, and Book of Taliesin being #4. Nice. Hi, Jameson. Thanks for being here. And Live in Japan being #5, Jimbo. Oh, yeah. So Jim's saying between Machine Head and Live in Japan, Fireball's a great record, too.
And and that's the thing. They had a lot of albums, so there's plenty to choose from over the years.
That is very true. And Sydney Cat, My Life Sunny Side Up. Again, everybody go give her some love, please. Hers is Machine Head. And again, there's a really cool metal band, a modern metal band that I liked called Machine Head, which I've seen multiple times. Saw them in Rochester, saw them on the docks in Toronto, saw them open for Suicide Silence in New York. I think it was Albany. Yeah, it was that little club in Albany there. There used to be a store, like a mall. And I saw Sabaton there too. Kind of a hidden little gem. Albany's a cool spot, you know.
It's amazing the people that come through these small little towns. Like, a buddy of mine told me, he said, I said, what was the weirdest concert you ever saw? He said, I saw Loverboy perform at the Letchworth Bowling Alley.
Oh, cool.
Where I am. So they put risers over about 6 lanes. And I was like, okay, that might be up there for one of the weirdest ones.
Nice. And Perpendicular is awesome, Mike. Good choice there. And there's a lot of those kind of cool little stories. There's guys that saw Rush play at a high school gymnasium, back before people were allowed to drink, before the legal age went down to 19 and it was 21. They would rent halls and do like dance halls on Friday nights and stuff. Hi, MPP. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. And so that's always cool. Anybody else? Your favorite Deep Purple record? Put it in the chat. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Now I got a trivia question for everybody if they want to win another one of my patented Maiden stickers. So we'll talk about that in a moment. But now we can talk about Machine Head a little bit if everybody wants to get into the meat and potatoes of the conversation.
Heck yeah.
All right. So let's move this over here. You and I can we'll move this way, I think.
Yeah, people don't want to see me. Let's be honest.
They don't want to see me either. So look at that. They don't have to see me now.
Want to see me. I'm like, God, I can't believe I'm looking at myself that close up.
Right. I hear you, buddy. All right. So, of course, I knocked it.
Yeah.
So this record here, this record's an important album. You know what? NPP, hang around with us long enough and you're going to know all the kinds of stuff about Deep Purple that you never thought you'd want to know or probably don't want to know. But Machine Head was the 6th studio record from Deep Purple. This preceded them recording the legendary record Fireball, which is an awesome album in itself. I'm a big fan of that one too, but again, if you had to go with the top 5, I've already named my top 5. So, but it's a cool record. It came out in Fireball, I think came out in 70 or 71. Jim, you could tell me which one it was. I can't remember. But it was recorded in December 1971 in Montreux, Switzerland, and it was released March 30th, 1972 on Deep Purple's own label, Purple Records.
Hey, convenient.
Yeah, Warner Brother in the US, Canada, North America, and Purple Records in the UK. This is the 3rd studio album to feature the Mark II lineup of Richie Gilmore, Ian Gillan, Glover, John Lord, and Ian Pace. And the Mark II lineup is considered to be the classic lineup of Deep Purple. And if you're thinking of the Coverdale version of Deep Purple, that's considered the Mark III lineup. This album was produced and engineered by a famous producer and engineer named Martin Birch. And Martin Birch has done a lot of production for a lot of good bands. But does anybody know? And I'll put it here in the chat as a question. Does anybody know which legendary band Martin Birch produced most of the records?
Oh, this is going to be a good one. I'll bet you somebody in the chat will get it.
So we'll put this in here like this. So does anybody know which famous heavy metal band Martin Birch produced?
I'm going to think. I'm probably not going to get it, but I'm going to think.
No, I hit the wrong thing. Cancel. 1 sec.
Destruction.
Yeah. I just should have just done it this way and just pinned it. There.
There.
There. I'll put you back up in a second, Sydney Cat. And nope. Oh, wait. Good Lord. Let me see. Oh, hey, DK. Thanks for coming in, man.
Hey,
so, Rev says Metallica. Nope. Stick says Iron Maiden. Or is he saying hi to me?
I was thinking that. I was like, is he saying Iron Maiden or is he saying hello?
Yeah. Let me know, Sticks. Clarify that for me, buddy. Maynard. Dig it with Motley. Maynard with Iron Maiden. Okay. Sticks says that was Sticks' guess. Ripping for Rookie says Fleetwood Mac. All legitimate. Yeah, that's true, Sticks. All legitimate answers. But the one I'm thinking of was Iron Maiden. So we're going to have to give one to Sticks and we're going to have to give one to Maynard, just to be fair.
When I said I bet you somebody in the chat's going to get it, my mind said, and I didn't say it out loud, like looking at you, Jim Maynard.
Yeah. So congrats, guys. Good one. Martin Birch has done a lot. Martin Birch has done Sabbath. He's done all kinds of stuff. But if you know me and you know where my mind's at, obviously it'd be Iron Maiden. Rainbow, yeah. Rainbow was a great band. And also from the UK. That was Richie Blackmore's band after he left Deep Purple.
Oh, yeah.
And Ronnie James Dio was in that band as well for a little bit.
I was going to say good old Dio was in there.
Yeah. Now, they did block book the Montreux Casino to record Machine Head. He's in the Rolling Stones mobile studio. And if you know anything about the song Smoke on the Water, you know what happens next, right? Some stupid with a flare gun burn the place to the ground.
See, that's because I didn't know the history of it. And then I was looking it up, and that's when I said to you backstage, is like, wow, Smoke on the Water makes a lot more sense now.
And MPP says Dio, she saw Dio in the 80s at New Year's Eve. That would have been awesome for sure.
Let's go.
I got to meet Dio's sister when I was in New York, actually. That's a story for another day. She was really, really nice. But it was a Frank Zappa show and the Mother Inventions. And as everybody knows, it became the inspiration for the song Smoke on the Water. And here's what's funny about Smoke on the Water. I was obsessed with Deep Purple as a kid, younger guy. I'm in art class, and there's one of those, those guitars that, you draw. Nobody expects to actually, play it. Yeah. Every time the teacher would, leave the room, I'd pick it up and start playing Smoke on the Water. And everybody get all ticked off because, all their shadows had changed on their drawing and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny.
Actually, that made me remember that there was something I wanted to ask, not just you, but the chat. How many people do you know that the first time they ever picked up a guitar was to try to play the riff from Smoke on the Water?
Me.
I was going to say, sure. It's a lot of people. The majority of people I know have said Smoke on the Water was the reason I picked up the first guitar.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, and that's right, Danielle. It was easy to learn and easy to play. You got it. Yeah,
and
Dewey
iconic.
Too. Yeah, for sure. When it starts, you know what it is, for sure. Yeah, and Mike says he did it on the bass. Hell yeah, that's awesome. I love it. That's great. Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. That's when you know that this is when the music hits you, right? When you inspire other people to pick up an instrument.
Yeah. Right. And because it's one of those, and I dare say in the realm of iconic and very easily identifiable guitar riffs, easily top 10, if not top 5.
That is true. Yeah, I agree. 100%. 100%. And the song title was an kind of a cool story as well. It was actually inspired by the adjustment knobs on Roger Glover's bass.
Interesting.
Yeah, because such knobs on stringed instruments are also known as machine head. And the back cover features his headstock of his bass, as you can see. right here. Which is cool. This isn't the purple printing, guys. This is the Warner Brothers printing, and we'll get into the cover because the cover is really interesting as well. See, see how it's done. This is a really, really interesting. If you're into photography or you're into art, this is a really cool thing that they did. I want to talk about this a little bit. Yeah, Fender Precision Bass. You got it, Jimbo. And you're welcome, Red. This is why we're doing it. This is why we were talking about doing this for a long time, and with everybody's support here, we're doing it. So I super appreciate all your support. The album cover I want to talk about a little bit. It was actually created by stamping the title into a polished metal sheet, and what they did is they used that.
I was wondering if that was actually what it was, because it looks too good to not actually have existed in real life.
Because it's interesting, because what they did is they embossed it on that metal sheet, and it was reflective. So they all stood behind it, and they took a photo of the band. So this is the reflection of the band. And then the metal itself has the actual imprint of Machine Head on the top.
Yeah, because when you flipped it over, you can see that it's the it's the negative on the back. So you could tell that it's been pressed or stamped.
Yeah, exactly. And ironically, the cover of this album looks better on the back than it does on the front, but it actually plays really well. So you get the band, right? But right here's the photographer.
No way.
Yep.
Huh.
Isn't that wild? Because it was his reflection of his camera.
I never even would have noticed that.
Yeah, and the photographer that came up with this, his name was Shepard Sherbel. And I think he's brilliant. Like, look at that. That's iconic, man.
Oh, yeah.
And beautiful. It's really neat. And this is why I do it, is because I want to know about this kind of stuff, right? I know the music and I know the lyrics and I know what the songs are, but I'm really into the cover art and the artwork as well. I've always been that way. You know, as a painter as a kid, as a drawer as a kid, as a musician. So that's what draws me to an album a lot of the time. Cool. I don't know what that's about, Rev, but right on.
I think we.
He's either that or he blew his own mind with his own clouds in his room. Either way, right on.
Who's to say?
Not my place to judge. So we had 4 singles that came off this record. We had Never Before, Lazy, Highway Star, and everybody's favorite, Smoke on the Water. And ironically, the Smoke on the Water single came out at the end of the series. So Never Before came out in March 72. Lazy came out in May 72 in the US. Highway Star came out in 72 in Japan. And then Smoke came out in May 73. So interesting. It wasn't the first single. Isn't that interesting? You would figure it was the first single of the record.
And that's the thing. Like, and I guess from my point of view, you always think of like the most popular song from the album as like the lead single, but I guess in a lot of cases it really wasn't. Although Highway Star is an amazing song.
Oh, that rules. I love that song. Yeah, like it just the build up to it, the guitar, the organ, like all of it is just grabs you by your face and smashes you into a wall.
Yeah.
I love it. And I'll show everybody the label and stuff when we get into the songs and stuff. But before we do that, just to catch up with the chat. Hey, Budget Rips, thanks for being here. DK, thanks, guys. Can you hit the like button for me, please? We're just getting some new stuff in here and trying to do some cool new things. So I really appreciate everybody's support. Let me see here. I say I'm too much. Sorry. What song is that? Which one are you talking about? Smoke on the Water, Princess, or Highway Star? Highway Star. Oh, it's a great song. Thanks, Ref. Appreciate you. Now, this album here. Oh yeah, no, they still play Smoke on the Water and Highway Star all the time on the radio. That's like a top 40 staple.
Forever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, will be forever. Like Stairway to Heaven or Rock and Roll from Led Zeppelin or any Going to California, any of those, right? But check this album out. Okay, so the album folded out. I had all these cool photos of the band inside. So there's the Wurlitzer Electric and
the Wurlitzer.
Even Ian Pace looking all reflective. A little bit of notes here about recording in Montreux down here. And then over here you had the track listing. And the album actually went inside here. It didn't go on the outside. It actually folded inwards. And of course, Tom had to put his name in there. It's autographed by Tom Rim.
Of course.
Yeah. Now, I don't blame Tom. It's Tom's friends I blame. Because obviously they had sticky fingers and he had to put his name on his things because people were taking stuff. But he certainly looked after the album. So thanks, Tom. I really appreciate you. So this is the album cover. And again, it's a gatefold. And again, the album goes in the middle. And here's an interesting little side note. Here is the 180 gram remaster. Okay. And this came, I want to show this just because it has this. It had a really cool booklet of all of the album, all the lyrics for all of the songs. This was issued in the remaster.
And I have to say, I think that is absolutely one of, one of the biggest things that's missing from the digital music. There's nothing to look at while you're listening to the music anymore.
Exactly. So here's the remaster, same, but the difference is you don't put the album in here, you put it on the end. And this is what the original would have looked like with the green Warner Brothers label. So this is the remaster. And again, it had the bonus poster with the lyrics on it.
Love it.
And you're right, Jim. Chickenfoot does do a killer cover of Highway Star. And I agree. And so you'll see this here. I'll take this out of the rice paper. MoFi sleeves are the best if you really want to take care of your albums. See here, this one's pretty well used. It's just a playable. Right? This is the Boulevard label from Warner Brothers. And as you can see, Tom wrote his name on it again. Sticky fingers, sticky fingers. But Smoke on the Water. Lazy.
There it is.
Space Truckin' was on the first side too. And on the first side, which again is this wonderful, I love these labels so much. Give it time to focus and I'll get it going here. There we go. Highway Star. Lead it off. Maybe I'm a Leo. Pictures of home and never before. And again, Tom wrote his goddamn name all over the front of it.
Hey, real quick. Can we flip that back to side 2? I think I saw something, or rather didn't see something. How come there's no time for Space Truckin'?
I don't know. That's an interesting observation.
Because I looked and I'm like, wait a minute, like it's throwing me off. Like there is no track length for Space Truckin'.
Maybe because it's the end of the side, the end of the side. Let me see the other side. See if they did it on the other side.
I think
no, they didn't.
No, they had it on all of them there.
Yeah, you're right. That's an interesting observation. Hey, Hobby, thanks for coming in, man. We're Hobby. On the. Thanks for what you did yesterday too with Joe, and we get all you guys, man. You guys are awesome. Joe's my pal, and my heart's broken for him. So glad to know everybody's coming together for the fella. He's done a lot for everybody. He's a great guy. Now let's go ahead and go into the songs a little bit. Now that I showed you the album and the lineup. The first song, Highway Star, was written when the group was on a bus traveling from their opening UK tour date from Portsmouth in September 71. So Richie Blackmore was just sort of hanging around and on the bus and decided to write that legendary track. Just came to him. It's interesting. Now, you're probably wondering, maybe I'm a Leo. It's sort of weird. Like, why would somebody say that? You know? But it's Ian Gillan's birth sign. And Roger Glover played bass. He wrote the main bass riff of the song, and he's listening to John Lennon. That's where it comes back to John Lennon. And How Do You Sleep? And what he liked about that riff is it didn't start on the first beat of the bar. It was a little bit different. So that's what he did with Maybe I'm a Leo. And that became a concert staple for them for a number of years. Actually replacing a few different other songs that were staples. Now, Pictures of Home, they say it describes the sights and sounds of the local area of Montreux, Switzerland, when they were recording the album. And the track was recorded with the drum introduction, but was left off the original recording, but it was added to the 25th anniversary reissue, which is what I just showed everybody. That's what I just showed you. The second album, the second version of Machine Head I showed you. Now, this is an interesting story, the Smoke on the Water story. The Smoke on the Water story, Zach.
It's a good one.
It is. So basically, Smoke on the Water, they documented their experience trying to record this album, including the casino fire that happened in Montreux, which they had booked for recording the album. And then during the Frank Zappa Mothers of Invention concert, somebody fired a flare gun into the ceiling and burned the casino to the ground. And
I mean, it was the 70s. What are you going to
do? Like, who brings a flare gun to an indoor concert? I don't know. But sure, whatever.
No judgment, but, burn down a casino.
That's right. It's completely unreal, right? And Richie Blackmore contributed this. He wrote that first guitar riff that everybody loves, right? That we all learned to play. And he said it was so popular because it was only 4 notes. And what he compared it to, now it's a little pretentious. I don't know. For all the people that love classical music, I don't know if he compared it to the opening phrasing of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. I think that's a little bit of a reach myself.
I mean, yeah, it's a bit of a reach.
Oh, me too, Goody. Anytime I could find Frank Zappa or Mothers, I get it. That stuff's hard to get. And again, we'll talk about. Hey, Alan, thanks for being here. We'll talk more about Zappa as well. That's on my list to talk about. I'm a big fan of them as well. Thanks for being here. I'm just going to catch up on the chat real quick. Yeah, and they used the Rolling Stones recording truck studio. Exactly. And actually, so did Led Zeppelin when they did the recording for Led Zeppelin 4 at Headley Grange. That's who did all the work. Hey, Troy, thanks for coming in, man. Troy snuck in there, Zach. We missed him because I had my notes over top of the chat. Sorry, guys.
People are just filtering in. Everybody loves Deep Purple.
Who doesn't, right? Exactly. So that takes up the first side of the record. It's not really in order, but Lazy, Roger Glover again. He based the song on Oscar Brown's song Sleepy. And Blackmore said it was inspired by Eric Clapton Stepping Out. So everybody's listening to different things when they're recording this, and it's all a mix and match of different things they're listening to, clearly. But I think it's a really good showcase to everybody's playing, right? The organ, Ian Gillan playing the harmonica.
If you think about it, it has a little bit of everything. It really does.
It really does. And what's interesting about the recording of this is Blackmore recorded the guitar solos in 2 different days, and then they were joined together, spliced, and which wasn't normal for him. He'd normally just rip off a riff, and that would be it, right? And Troy, I'll get you blue here. Just one sec, dude. I didn't know that you weren't. Should have been last time you were here. And so there's 2 more left. One of them wasn't on the original printing. It was just kind of a bonus. And then we'll get into a couple more little tricks and trades for the Deep Purple stuff. But Space Truckin' was written with 1950s style rock and roll lyrics, sci-fi, obviously, and nice little drum solo from Ian Pace in that one. Loved it. Ian Pace is a great drummer. He's a left-handed drummer as well, which is most drummers are right-handed. Sticks, put in the chat. Do you play drums? I'm just going on the nickname Sticks. I assume, or you're really skinny, one of the two, or it could be both. Who knows? But if you play drums, let me know. Attaboy.
Let's
So
go.
do I. So do I. So you can appreciate the genius of Ian Pace and how he always kept pace with the band. I know that was really lame. I'll see myself up. But here's an interesting little factoid for everybody because we all love the little napkin knowledge. This song was regularly played as a wake-up call on the crew on board Space Shuttle STS-107 back in 2003. Oh, there we go. Nice. Here, let's highlight that, Jim. That's a good one. It's a good one. Here, let's highlight that and see if the chat knows. That's a good one, Jim. That's a good one.
God, I couldn't even hazard a guess.
Hold on, Troy. I'm checking. No, you should be good. Anybody?
I'm drawing a blank. You probably know the answer.
I know the answer, but I'm just wondering if it. And Troy, I just checked. You're good, buddy. Yeah, we see you, pal. You're good. I just double checked, and I just searched. Like I went into my YouTube, and I saw him there. So no, you're good, Troy. All right, no worries, man. Appreciate you being here, dude. For anybody who doesn't know, Jim Maynard's a great musician and also a car collector, but he's a musician and he loves music and he's really good at this stuff as well. And you could go check out his channel as well. It's a pretty rocking guy. Collects guitars and knows all kinds of stuff. Jim, maybe sometime you can come on and we can hang out and chat. Yeah, I knew it. I was going to say it. A guitar, Marshall amp, 100-watt Marshall stack.
Oh.
Guitar amplifier. Yeah. Just absolute distortion and craziness and mayhem. Just absolutely awesome.
Interesting.
That's a good one, Jim. I really appreciate you adding. You guys add a lot to the chat, and that's why I want you all here. Sorry, this seems a little bit off. It's driving my OCDs going crazy. So you know what? I'm just gonna do this. There. It's driving me nuts. There. You don't even notice now. There you go. How's that? You don't even notice. Oh, you gotta do it, whatever. Go with it. Let it happen. All right. So Tom Rimmer, I really appreciate you looked after your record, other than the fact that you wrote all over the goddamn thing. Anyhow. So the last song on this record that wasn't on this printing, but was on the remaster, was a ballad called When a Blind Man Cries. Now, Ian Gillan mentioned blind men crying in multiple songs over the years. And I think he was obsessed with or absolutely afraid of becoming blind. He always used to mention this a lot. It was recorded during the Machine Head sessions, but it was never included in the record, but was used as a B-side for the Never Before single. And that's one thing about Deep Purple. They would put B-sides out that weren't ever on a record. And it was kind of cool. That's why you sort of collect their singles, right? Over the years, I've collected a few myself. And that was also included as the 8th song, so the 4th one on the second side. So you'll notice on this one, there's only 3 songs on the second side. And you mentioned, Zach, that there wasn't a number on Space Trucking.
Yeah.
So that could be, maybe that was the reason why it was left out. I am not sure. But we'll have to look into that for another day. That's a great thing to look into. My Beatles, hold on, Troy. Let's see. My Beatles. Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
That hurts. That hurts on so many levels.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, for sure, Sticks. I have similar horror stories of things liberating out of my collection without my prior written consent or knowledge. So I understand that 100%. And let's go back. I'll put me back on the regular screen here while we talk. And so those were the album and the tracks on the album. There's 7 on the original printing, and then there's 8 on the remaster. And there's been subsequent remasters. I think there's like 8 or 9 different ones.
Yeah, I was looking through and I was like, there's a remaster. There's another remaster. Oh, there's a remaster of the first remaster. Now here's the remix of the remaster of the third remaster. It's like, you know what? It's like trying to, solve the riddles of the Sphinx here.
Yeah, exactly. or the Cadbury mystery. One of the two.
Yeah.
You had to get the caramel in the caramel bar. Who knows? Who cares? Still tastes good.
Right.
So I'm just moving the other camera out of the way here because it gets annoying there. So now I'm not like 10 feet away. So that was a great record for me. What about you, Zach? What inspired you to get into that one? Where did that come from for you?
It was listening to a bunch of people I know pick up a guitar and play the riff from Smoke on the Water. And it got to the point when I was like, what is this song? And they said, oh, it's Deep Purple, Smoke on the Water. You got to listen to it. And essentially that's where it came from, because it was the riff that a lot of my friends were playing. Some of my relatives were playing. And it got to the point like, I need to know what this is because it's catchy and hopefully I can hear somebody actually play it better. Some offense to most of the people that were trying to play it back then.
I know, I hear you, right? The wrong phrasing, the wrong fingering, like open strings the whole bit.
Exactly. And I will be one of the first to admit, I have never in my life once picked up a guitar to try to play something. I never have.
Well, hey, you know what? It's never too late to do it.
Well, true. But like, I think honestly, it would either be just in the realm of kind of quote unquote easy to play riffs. It would probably be Smoke on the Water or Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah. G, F sharp, G. Yeah,
exactly. Like you can play it very easily. So like if it was going to happen, it would be one of those two, I think.
Well, ironically, you mentioned those two because it's around the same time for me. It was those two and a couple other ones, but that was one. How I got into Deep Purple similarly was I had an older friend who was into them, and hey, you just collect them, Troy. That's interesting. Most people can't play them either, so you know what? You're in good company, myself included. Else I'd still be doing it. But if it wasn't for my friends, brothers, and cousins and all them, I don't know if I would have got into them as early as I did. But Smoke on the Water for me was the one.
I think that's the exact same thing for me. Had it not been for me hearing people constantly play it, like it would have happened eventually, no doubt, but it would have taken a lot longer than it did the initial time, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's one of those ones like, when people ask like, okay, you ask Bruce Dickinson, right, from Iron Maiden. Well, who is your favorite band that influenced you to get into doing what you do? Oh, that's easy. Deep Purple. Very simple.
And and because sometimes it just takes one little melody worming its way into your brain that's going to be like, I need to know how they did that and I want to learn more about it. And for me, it was Smoke on the Water. It's like, okay, I like the riff. I got to figure it out.
There's another one I know the answer to, Jim. So we'll let the chat go. And if they don't, you can answer it. He says, what guitar technique which difference from the one did Blackmore use in the intro for Smoke on the Water?
Well, okay. No, I don't know any techniques. So.
What about, here, I'll leave that up. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to do that. All right, so I can kill that.
Mike says power chords. There you go. Nope, Chris wins.
Yeah, Chris is going with the Motorhead approach.
Contest over.
Yeah, Motorhead approach, Spinal Tap approach, crank it till 11.
Could this album be any more black? The answer is no. None more black.
Exactly. Pitch over, Rev says. You guys are I love this engagement, guys. Keep it up. It's great.
Trying to think. I wish I knew any sort of term about it. I know my dad was a bass player, but I never got into the instruments. And one guitar. Okay, so I know one. Or two, then. I guess freehand is another one.
Yeah.
Just for goodie's sake, something has to be plugged in backwards at some point tonight. I'm just saying.
I know, right?
I mean, come on.
Right. So exactly. So I'm gonna answer this because it's driving me insane.
Yeah, please.
Because this is what I did when I was doing it in the classroom that pissed all the art students off, including the teacher, on multiple days on multiple occasions. It's finger plucking.
Oh.
Think Dire Straits. Think Mark Knopfler. Mark Knopfler's a finger plucker.
I was going to say Dire Straits. Now I'm hearing it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a finger plucker. Can you imagine just randomly calling somebody a finger plucker?
Sounds like an old-timey insult. Like, come back here, you finger plucker, you.
Exactly. So, Jim, I'm going to use that. I'm going to write that down on my sticky notes, and we're going to take that to the bank. And that might even be a shirt someday. Yeah, pitch finger picking or pluck finger picking.
Plucking's funnier. Plucking is going to get more play time on the t-shirts.
That's right. Don't pluck with me. I know what I'm talking about.
There you go.
We're not plucking around here, guys. So before you go, everybody, I know it's we're getting close to the end. Do you mind hitting the like button for me? And don't plucking forget to do that. I would really pluck and appreciate it. Again, give it. Give it a.
All right, we're back.
Give this a spin.
We're good.
Yeah, no, this got Dr. Fun vibes written all over it. Deep Purple's Machine Head.
Mandatory plucking.
That's right, mandatory fun. Give it a listen. Give it some love. Give it a spin. Tell your friends about it. It's a great album. It's worth picking up and listening to. It's a classic. Again, all the way, almost 50 years, 50 some odd years. It's been a long time.
Google AI doesn't know anything. Google AI is plugged in backwards. That's why it doesn't. I want to admit it.
Richie Blackmore was a genius, and I've heard lots of stories about him. I've heard lots of good things. I've heard some not so good things. I've heard some crazy things. And 53. Thanks, Jim. And again, the remaster, guys. Pick up the remaster. It comes with that wonderful lyrics poster. Look at trifold. Look at that, man. It's not a cool little bonus.
That right there. And then, because then we all remember doing it. We're sitting there, we're listening to it, and we're following along on the lyric sheet. Like, oh, that's what they were really saying. Exactly,
NPP. Yeah, you're right. And, pardon me. Thanks, Snez. Thanks for being here. Al is plugged in backwards. He's always plugged in backwards, Goody. Hell,
Let's
I
go.
was born backwards. I was born backwards. So next week, Mike did come before we went live here just to catch up with Zach and I for a quick minute. Next week, Mike and I are going to talk about. Do you remember what album?
Great. Now that you asked me, I'm on the spot. It was the Who, and it was
isn't it Who's Next?
Who's Next? I think I was like, is it Who's Next? Because he said the Who an awful lot.
Yes. So it'll be a Who album. Mike, ripping for rookies, drop it in the chat. And we'll because again, I'm a big fan of the Who. They were great. I do have that record here handy. I think that was the one we agreed we're going to do. So if you like the Who, and again, I don't know why you wouldn't like the Who, we're going to talk about that next week, next Sunday, Thursday, I am going. Yeah, who's next? I knew that's what it was. Thanks, Mike.
There it is.
My brain's getting old and tired and stuff. If you're interested to see how this album looks like on vinyl, you can go check out my last short Shades of Deep Purple.
Good pushing your shorts.
Yeah.
Wait, I'll show you my short. Oh wait, no. It's
no, we don't want that.
Still before Watershed. Can't show you those shorts.
That is true. We don't want to take it off the air. Next Thursday, we're going to talk about this on Talking Tapes, the Holy Smoke single from Iron Maiden.
That's from awesome.
Yes, it's from the No Prayer for the Dying album. And that printing has a bunch of different variations and some cool stuff. So we'll talk about that. And Rev's talking about his RV restoration. And it's the Pissing Contest album. Thanks, Jim. Oh, no, Nez for sure. Feel free to sub up to Nez too. Great people. Goody G, I appreciate your plug-in. That's all right. Rev, you can plug too. Everybody can plug. I don't care.
Plug away.
So it's a plucking great time. And feel free to plug and pluck and do whatever the pluck you want.
Pluck and play, kids.
It's pluck and play. That's right. So this is on the Dr. Fun level of pluck. Shout out to Spin That Wax. Zach and I, we're going to try and get Tim to come on and do a retro episode of Spin That Wax.
I was going to say, there's your teaser. At some point in the future, for those of you that remember Dr. Fun and Mandatory Fun, the band will get back together one more time in the near future. Yeah, it's going to be something, to put it mildly.
And Corey Sticks, we got that coming out to you. Actually, I already have one coming out to you on with some Canadians cards. And Jim, let me know. Do you have this one already? The white one, the white back? Because if you do, let me know if you want another one. If not, I'll just put it aside. Let me know, Jim, because I think I might have already sent you one. If you want another one, let me know. Okay? Hit me on email or Instagram. We talk on the regular, so let me know. And yeah, perfect. Okay, good. Then we got you covered, my man. All right. So again, thank you to everybody for coming in. Jim Maynard, National Parks Princess, Reverino, and everybody. Rev's looking for watch hours and some comments on this video. So if you can do that, that'd be great. Ripping for Rookies, you're the man. I want to take the last couple of minutes to thank this guy right here for everything he's done for Joe and everything he's done for Steve Marquez's family and Matty Ice and everybody else in the card community that needs support. This guy's the man. This guy right here.
The conduit of goodness, I called him backstage. And I will stand by that and go to my grave for it.
And that includes Adam, Stix G, Alan, everybody in the card community, Jeff Shaw, CCB, everybody rallying around Joe during a difficult time. This is what the card community is about. And I'm glad that to be part of that community as well. Absolutely. These guys are the best. If everybody could be like that, life would be a lot easier. But, that's what makes it so special, right?
Well,
it's not ordinary. It's not expected. And when it happens, it's appreciated. Absolutely. Okay. Prayers for Joe. Exactly.
Best way to sum it up right there.
Yeah, I think so. With that, we'll leave it at that. I appreciate it. Everybody go check out Zach's collections as well. He does TTM Tuesdays. He does his beer and BS, he calls it, daily, and all kinds of cool stuff. Battles with Julie on Fridays, History by Mail, Relics, all kinds of cool shit. You'll learn something. Go check him out. He's right there.
Speaking of that, History by Mail comes out tomorrow. I got the one in the other day.
Perfect. I knew my spider senses were tingling. So
see, look at that. Everything's coming up Millhouse.
Hey, I saw a cool short today on I think it was Reel's Instagram. This lady had printed out a carpet or like a throw, like a shaggy carpet of Homer coming out from the bushes when he was stalking Ned Flanders.
My God. That's funny.
Yeah. And she did it so like it's all like textured and stuff. She trimmed it all. It looked really cool.
That's great.
Gettysburg. Yeah. Hell yeah, Chris. Now you're talking. And there's another one with Mel House with his fuzzy hair. It's cool. Anyways, yeah. Hey, no shame here, Rev. 16 in the house.
YouTube.
Thank you so much for your support, everybody. Please hit the like button if you can on the way out. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If it sucked, great. If you liked it, awesome. If you're sick of it, unsubscribe. If you want more, please subscribe. Thanks, Zach.
Exactly. Always a pleasure, man.
Oh, yeah. No, I appreciate you, dude. And thanks, everybody, for being in the chat. Sydney Cat, thank you for the support. Again, you're always supporting me. I really appreciate you, Danielle, as well. All of you are awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks, NPP. See you next week.